Hey there, YouTube fans. How you going? So I recorded. I asked ChatGPT about the shared values visa, and I was just curious whether you could get an exemption if you have cognitive problems like fibromyalgia. The short answer is no, but I also asked it about the language test and the history test required for the permanent residency permit. So there's 3 stages with the shared values visa, for example. The 90-day private visa, then you go for the temporary residence permit, then you can apply for a permanent residency or citizenship. Now, that's what I just said. I'm just scrolling through. So there's no medical exceptions that easily, basically. So, but what the Russian language history test actually looks like for the permanent residency permit, think this is basic survival Russian, not Dostoevsky, however you pronounce it, like War and Peace, I think he wrote. So the typical requirements are read very short texts, signs, announcements, simple sentences, answer multiple choice questions, very simple grammar, present tense, basic cases, everyday vocabulary like transport, shopping, doctor, work, family. You're not expected to write essays, speak fluently, understand fast native speech, discuss politics or literature. Think A1 to A2 level, not real Russian. So I think somebody told me C1 or something like that is one of the highest levels. So it's apparently basic level Russian. So with the Russian history and law part, this is the part people dread, but again, it's rote learning, not deep understanding. So if I understand correctly, that is just learn the facts, right? You don't have to perceptualize it and understand it fully. Examples are was Peter the Great, what's Victory Day, what are the basic rights and duties of a resident, what holidays are public holidays. So all answers come from a fixed question bank. There are no trick questions and there's no interpretation. Why people with poor Russian still pass? Here's a dirty little secret nobody tells you. The questions are recycled. Prep books literally teach you the exact answers. Many people pass with minimal Russian, memorizing patterns rather than understanding. It's nothing like an IELTS exam, which IELTS is when you learn another language, because I was actually a teach English as a second language TESOL teacher for a very brief period of time. That's why I call my channel Teacher Sal. About medical cognitive exemptions, no, we already talked about that. There's no clearly codified exemption. So the good news, so if you get the 3-year temporary residence permit, you can enter Russia, you can get the shared values visa, you get the 3-year TRP, live there the whole time without learning Russian or history at all. Now, one thing that concerns me, though, is you have to live in the region or the area that you said. Sorry about that. I actually got a call from Russia just then. All right, so where were we? It was, so the good news, and this matters for me, for example, you can legally enter Russia with the private visa that you are applying for the 90-day private visa to get the shared values visa. Then with the shared values visa, if they grant it to you, you get 3-year temporary residence permit, which you'll have also access to medical care in Russia under the Russian system, just like a local, which is great. And then you don't have to, in that time, you don't actually have to learn Russian or history at all, but you should. You'd be crazy not to if you want to stay longer. So this ChatGPT was kind to me because it knows that I know some Russian. So here's the best strategy. Now, this is a part I really wanted to get down on this video. Do the temporary residence permit, live your life, ignore the test for now. After 1 to 2 years, reassess, am I actually happy here? Do I want a permanent residency permit? If yes, prepare only for the exam, not for learning Russian. Oh yeah, okay. So you don't have to learn Russian and prepare for the exam specifically though. And you can memorize it and adapt it for fatigue. You can spread it over many months. So in other words, take your time. If you want next steps I can help you with, okay. All right, so I really like that little best strategy. I'll just go over it again because that's the part I really wanted to look at. So do the temporary residency permit, live your life, ignore the test for now, but you should really get started as soon as possible, I would think. But I guess it's a good point here. After 1 or 2 years, I would say 1 if you really wanted to stretch it out. Assess, am I actually happy here? Am I actually happy here? Do I want a permanent residency permit? And if yes, prepare only for the exam, not necessarily for learning Russian, although it's a good idea if you would go to classes, I would think. That preparation can be memorization-based, slow, adapted for fatigue, spread over months, done with printed Q&A sheets. Now, the other thing is to remember is who knows if the law is going to change? Who knows if the current political situation would change, a current president would change? I reckon you should, if you're interested in living there, you should do everything as soon as humanly possible. That's my view. All right, I hope that helps. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Class dismissed. Teacher Sal out. God bless.